Welcome to English Reading for Learning.
No potato chips. Rukiyah and her sister Amina skated down the driveway. "Guess what?" Amina said. "I'm fasting for Ramadan this year." "You don't have to," Rukiyah said. "You're only 10. "But I want to." Rukiyah was silent. Amina will change her mind, she thought. That night, the telephone rang a lot. Everyone was calling to see whether the new moon had been sighted, signaling the beginning of Ramadan. Finally, Daddy's friend called to say he'd heard that people had seen the moon. Ramadan had begun. Amina turned off the television. "There are better things to do during Ramadan," she said. Rukiyah turned it back on. "But you can still watch TV," she said, annoyed with her sister's self-satisfied look. Early the next morning, Rukiyah heard laughter in the kitchen. She got up to see what was funny. Mommy and Daddy and Amina were sitting at the table eating pancakes. Mommy had put a smiley face on Amina's with raisins and whipped cream. "This is to celebrate Amina's first fast," Mommy said. Amina's fast would start when the sun came up. Rukiyah frowned and went back to bed to wait for the Adhan, call to prayer, from her father. Every morning that week, she woke up to the sound of her family laughing and talking in the kitchen. Every morning, Rukiyah felt like an outsider. On Saturday, the entire family went to the mosque for prayer and to break the fast with their family and friends. Over and over, Rukiyah had to hear, "Amina's fasting this year. She decided all on her own." All the grown-ups beamed at Amina. Some asked Rukiyah, "Aren't you proud of your sister?" No, she wasn't. Besides, she could do what Amina was doing. In fact, if she fasted, she'd get even more praise because she was only 8. The next evening, Rukiyah announced, "I'm fasting too." "Oh," her mother said. "Good," her father said. "You've decided to fast?" Amina said. "Wake me up early tomorrow so I can eat before morning prayer," Rukiyah instructed her sister. It seemed as if Rukiyah had just gotten to sleep when Amina was shaking her awake. Rukiyah dragged herself out of bed, washed up, then took her seat at the kitchen table. "Pancakes with smiley faces," her mother said, "to celebrate." Rukiyah smiled even though she wasn't hungry. At recess, she sat on a bench and watched the other children playing. She didn't want to make herself thirsty. At lunchtime, she sat at the table and watched the other children eating. She felt a little hungry, but not very much. Her best friend Maya offered her some potato chips. "I can't have chips. I'm fasting," Rukiyah told her. "What's that?" "Muslims don't eat from daybreak to sundown to celebrate the Quran, our holy book. Plus, to show discipline over our bodies and to help us know what it's like to go hungry like so many poor people in the world." And Rukiyah stopped. She was simply repeating what she'd always been taught. But she wasn't fasting for any of those reasons. She just wanted to show off. She wanted the praise that Amina was getting. Suddenly, she felt ashamed. She might as well eat potato chips if she was only fasting for praise. She sighed. No, she'd gotten this far. She'd finish her fast. "How do you feel?" Mommy asked as soon as Rukiyah arrived home after school. "Okay," Rukiyah said. "I was worried," her mother said, "but I'm proud of you." Rukiyah felt worse. "I have something for you and Amina." Mommy handed her a little white box. Rukiyah opened it to see tiny gold hoops. She put them on and tried to smile, but she knew she didn't deserve them. Later that evening, Rukiyah brought her mother the earrings. "You shouldn't be proud of me, Mommy. The only reason I fasted was so everyone would say good things about me like they say about Amina." Her mother just smiled. "But you know the real reasons Muslims fast, don't you?" Rukiyah nodded. "Then if you decide to fast tomorrow, I'm thinking that it won't be just to show off." She kissed Rukiyah on the forehead. Rukiyah thought about this. Her mother was right. If she fasted the next day or waited until next year, it would be for all the reasons she'd listed for Maya. Later that night, after dinner, Rukiyah and Amina sat at the kitchen table doing their homework. Amina's hoops sparkled in the light. Suddenly, Rukiyah felt there was one thing she had to tell Amina. "There's something I forgot to say," she blurted. "What is it, Rukiyah?" Rukiyah felt surprisingly shy. Finally, she said, "I'm proud of you too."
Thanks for watching and listening. Please click like and subscribe for new and latest uploads.